times, let the joy begin. Stories to share and truth to find. Hope and grace forever in mind. Your voice, we're glad you're here. Love and laughter fill the air. It's the Saturday morning scoop right here with LadyRo. Faith, news, and conversation. Together we will grow. Grab your coffee. Take your seat. There's so much to discover. Welcome to the Queendom, where we lift up one another.
Good morning, and welcome to Saturday Morning Scoop with LadyRo. I am LadyRo, and welcome to the Queendom, where we nurture, cultivate, and we just help you blossom as the queen that you are. Good morning, living from me. She said, "Good morning, LadyRo in chat." Let's come in this Saturday Morning Scoop. Please hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Please do all the things. Hey, all in unity. Good morning. Y'all, it's been one heck of a morning. I'm trying to get my Saturday cleaning out the way. I wanted to get the Saturday morning scoop done. And child, I got a grandson who thinks he has moved into my house. He is back. I got rid of him for a couple of days, and he is back with his grandmama. Child, I love him, and he don't bother me, so he's perfect. All he wants to do is play his PS5 and eat a little bit. That's it. He don't bother nobody. Let's get some pleasantries out of the way. Good, like I said, good morning, living for me, and everybody in the chat. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a great morning, and that you're doing fine. That you woke up feeling refreshed and ready to get your day started. Today is a big day for me. Like I said, I got some cleaning to do. Take this boy and get his hair cut. At least he said he don't want his hair cut, but he wants him to get a fade. Child, we getting something done to his hair, because he got some dreads and they ain't looking quite dready today. And then we're gonna celebrate my youngest baby today. We're gonna have a little celebration down to the Papados. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Remember, all views expressed in this live, they're all alleged. They're in my opinion, and they're all for entertainment purposes. Don't go out your way to dislike nobody that I am talking about. Please and thank you. Fair use disclaimer. Some material used under U.S. Copyright Fair Use 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, and news reporting and education. Y'all give me 1 second. I just got a message. I told y'all that I'm the youngest of my siblings, and my niece, who I travel with, who's pretty much my best friend, although I have best friends. She's pretty much my best friend. Our children are 5 days apart. My baby girl was born on a Monday, and she had her baby on a Saturday. We were pregnant at the same time, child. It's a whole big old mess. But she just sent me an invitation to his birthday celebration on tomorrow. See how good God is? He allow us to see our children get grown and be able to celebrate together. Oh my goodness, I am always amazed at the handiness and the works of God. He is just such a great person, a great God to us. Anyway, moving right along. You said it's a blessed day today, LadyRo. I'm working and listening too. Okay, all in unity. Good. Oh, live for me speaking to all in unity. You said y'all going to my favorite restaurant. I just need a pic of the shrimp. You know what? I never get shrimp from Barbados. Never. I never get shrimp from Papados. Have I ever? If I have, it was probably in some gumbo or something. But I never really get shrimp there. No. They've taken boudin off the menu, so we don't ever get that as an appetizer. But I always either get catfish or crawfish, the fried crawfish. But yeah. Good morning, Symmetry. Y'all give me a second. Let me cut my light on. We got a little bit. I didn't open up the blind yet this morning, so it's kind of dark in the room. But this light will suffice until I open up all the blinds. But yeah, we're going to Papados. I'm trying to think what else. What do I normally get? I love the redfish. I always get the redfish or the snapper. But I always get something different every time I go to Papados. I never get the same thing, I don't think. But tomorrow we're going to Papacitos, for my nephew's birthday party, and I always get the same thing at Papacitos. He loves Papacitos, so that's every time we go somewhere, he'd be like, "Let's go to Papacitos." Even after his graduation, he's like, "Let's go to Papacitos, Auntie." Child, that is not my favorite thing to eat. Let me see. I'm looking at their menu. What I normally get. Oh, I know what I get now. I used to get the fried crawfish or the catfish, but now when I go to Papados, I always get their seafood Cobb salad. Oh my God. If you haven't tried it, it is so good. Get the crab on it. Get the crab on it. Their dressing is divine and it is good. It's just a good salad. They have crumbled blue, you can get crumbled blue cheese on it or feta, whichever one you want, child, is worth it. You said char grilled oysters from Acme. Is Acme a restaurant? Because I know that I know Papados sells oysters and they be charbroiled, but child, I had them before and I got sick and I ain't trying to eat no more of them. Okay, so Acme is a restaurant. I'm gonna have to find that because I had some in New Orleans and baby at the Derays. Ooh, child, it had me licking my fingers. It was so good. It was so good. But we're gonna get started. I got a lot of things that I pulled up for you guys this week, and we got 15 things we're gonna hit on real fast. I say real fast. We're probably not gonna hit them that fast, but we're gonna talk about Clive Davis. He went up yonder this week. Harold Wheeler, who was a music director for Dancing with the Stars. We're going to talk about this chick over at the Andes that decided she wanted to spit into people's food, honey. That's why I don't pay to eat out, child. Wash your hands and pray over your food when you go out to dinner. We're going to talk about Boosie. We're going to talk about Karen DeRico from Doubling Down with the DeRicos. We're going to talk about these parents who were charged with second-degree murder due to after their son passed away. We're going to talk about D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley has a strong message for the African-American folk. We're going to talk about Trump and what his imprint has been on Washington, D.C., what he's leaving us with in D.C. We're going to talk about Utah and what's going on in Utah. We're going to talk about a polygamist, y'all. And we ain't talking about the movie. We're going to talk about a real live one. We're going to talk about something I saw on the internet regarding Republicans. We're going to talk about an aircraft that crashed into a Beijing building. We're going to talk about Germany and this heat wave going around in the atmosphere, child. They over there sweating. We're going to talk about Texas public schools and the changes that are coming in the next 4 years. And then we're going to talk about these gold Teslas we've been seeing driving around here. Now, I was driving down the freeway the other day, and because, I primarily drive for work. Thank you, Symmetry. I'm going to actually check out Acme Oyster, child, and you might see me pop up in your city then, because, I'm a foodie. I love some food. Child, we will travel to eat. Yes, we will. We will travel to eat. In fact, me and my niece, we have a list of places that we're going to go. I'm going to add this one to the list. But first stop on the list is we're going to go to Houston in a few weeks. And baby, we got all these restaurants there. My daughter lived in Houston for 10 years. And I don't think we really understood how good some of the places were that were in Houston. So, we went to... Now, my daughter, she know all the good holes in the wall and all the good food. You said it's in New Orleans. I'm definitely going to check it out. Baby, we'll see it. We'll see it on the weekend. We'll see it this weekend. Trust me. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Symmetry. Thank you. Because I'm always ready to try out something new in New Orleans. I told you there are a couple of places that I have to go in New Orleans. One of them is Little Dizzy's. So I'm going to go to Little Dizzy's. I don't care what's going down. I'll be at Little Dizzy's for brunch. We'll be there. And gotta give me some charbroiled oysters from Derays, and then I'm gonna try out Acme. We're gonna see what Acme got going on. So anywho, back to the story. I primarily drive for work, and I have been passing these two-door Teslas. I'm like, what kind of car is this? First, he was driving alongside of me, and I was like, what is this mess? So I wanted to get a good look. So I switched lanes. I got behind it. I got on the other side, looked at that side, drove alongside of it, noticed it was people inside of it. But honey, they wasn't driving. They was just in the inside. But let me show you what the new what this thing actually is. I actually came home and Googled it because I was kind of amazed. Let's go. I'm sorry. Let's send a shout out to Techie Danny. She goes around and she shows us new things in tech. Let's go.
Behind me is the brand new production Cybercab. Let's check it out. It is in a new color called Gleaming Gold.
It is a cyber cab. And baby, when I tell you, they are all over the DFW.
And it is gorgeous. Definitely gleaming. If you come around this way, you press this button here. Self-opening McLaren style doors. Those are sick. And if you come inside, you get 2 seats and 2 seats only.
Only 2 seats in this bad boy. But this is a cab. The seats look pretty wide. You got some seat belts, so you get a little protection.
But they're very large. They look very comfortable. One big center console, so you can watch a movie while the car literally drives you wherever you want to go. Now let's check out the back. This is the boot, as they say. Very, very large. There's no second row, just made for 2 passengers and lots and lots of storage. So if you have suitcases, whatever you have to take in there, you got plenty of room for all of your stuff for your ride to the airport. And a couple of things you do not have on the Cybercab that might surprise you. No rear view mirrors, no sunroof, no back window to see out of because you're not driving this thing. It's driving you. Let's shut the door one more time just for fun because it looks so cool.
So did y'all notice this car had no steering wheel? Did y'all notice that? Like there's nothing to grab in case there's an issue. You just at the mercy of the court. And we do know that there was a Tesla that ran into a home not very far from where I live, and the elderly lady who lived in the home was pinned and unalived. So I don't know. I watched the movie, I forgot the name of it, where all the Teslas start driving themselves. I don't know if I could trust that. I don't know. All in Unity said, I cannot trust a car driving me. I am sorry. I'm not ready for that. I agree. Then for me said, oh no. Baby, I'm with you. I don't know. Let me tell you something. The daring side of me says, give it a try. And then the other side of me says, girl, are you nuts? Now, mind you, I travel a lot. During the summer, I try to go, locally around the state or, not too far from home where I could drive. But I go to the airport a lot to fly out. In fact, I have a flight coming up in a couple of months. So I was thinking maybe, I could take the Tesla, the Cybercab to the airport. But I don't know about that because traffic be really congested. Even though I'm only 10 minutes from the airport, it'd be really congested headed down that road. So I don't know, but the daring side of me kind of wants to give it a try. But I think I would feel so helpless inside. But I may try it. If I try it, I'm going to take y'all along. We're going to live shoot this bad boy. But that's only if I try it. Only if I try it. You said me either. I'm good on that. Ooh, symmetry. I feel the same way. But I don't know. Like I said, the daring side of me kind of wants to try it. I don't know why, but I kind of want to try it. And some of the comments, here's one right here that says, totally stupid idea that looks like it came straight out of a 1980s B movie sci-fi. A cab for just 2 people. Elon needs to get back in his box and let designers design cars rather than make them riling vanity projects. Child. Then this person says Tesla Cybercab FSD is 10 times safer per mile over human drivers. You know that what they actually want to do is remove humans from behind the steering wheel. I'm going to be very honest. When I was in when I was in Dubai, let me see if I can pull this up. When I was in Dubai, I went to the Museum of the Future. And that was one of the things that they actually talked about at the Museum of the Future. I was in, let me see, the first time I went to Dubai and just toured around. Let me see if I can find those photos. When I was kind of amazed at some of the things I saw in Dubai, but to see some of those things that I saw in Dubai on the road is even more amazing. There was a I guess they called it like a bus, and they considered that it would be part of the future. And I actually saw that bus the other day online. I was like, that's weird, because I literally saw that bad boy recently online. I'm trying to see if I can find some pictures from the Museum of the Future. Give me 1 second. I'm scrolling through. I got a lot of pictures. And I want to see if that picture's in there. But I told my niece when we were there, I was like, do you think these are things we'll actually see? Because they're saying this will be on the road in so many years, and they talk about being able to go into space like within seconds. They're coming back down. We already know that SpaceX is already trying to do those things and defy those odds. I'm going to show you this. Give me 1 second, you guys. Pull up some things. Some of the things that I saw when I was in. Here's the other one. I want to send it as well. We saw the robotic dog. And I'm trying to think of other things that was there. They had like birds. There were robots. I don't know. Like I said, their goal is to eventually remove humans from behind the steering wheel of a car. I saw this. Did it not pull over? It did not. Give me a second. I gotta pull it from another spot first. And this particular thing is a robotic insect. So I know Butterfly be joking, talking about that they're using the roaches to spy on us, but I want you to look. This was at the Museum of the Future in Dubai. And I saw this. What date is this? October of 2023. Let's see, where did it go? It went somewhere. Oh, give me a second, you guys. Did I lose it? The thing about technology in these MacBooks and iPhones, and if you have an old picture, when you transfer it from one device to the other device, it literally goes in dates. It actually moves it to the date and not as your first transfer. So I'm not seeing this, and I know I just transferred it over. I know for a fact, because I've transferred it twice. But I'm not seeing it, but I want to show it to you guys. So I want y'all to see some of the things that we have been sitting back and not, here it goes, paying attention to what's going on in our country. But this is one of those things that, I don't know if you can see that well, but that is a roach. And it is modified and created through technology. This is not one of these little rodents, one of these little insects you see crawling around on the ground. This was a roach that they created in the Museum of the Future in Dubai. Let me see. I got this picture I wanted to show of this bus. Now, I saw this particular same bus the other day on the internet. And these people were sitting in it. And I was like, I've seen that. And was like, I actually saw that in Dubai. You said you need to start using Photo Circle. You can create albums. Oh Lord, I don't mess around and move stuff out of the way. You can create albums and what was the rest of that? You can create albums and add photos. It's a really good app. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Let me show y'all this bus that I actually saw when I was at the Museum of the Future. I got a bunch of pictures. I may need to spend a day showing y'all some of the crap that we saw because I took it as crap, but I was like, what if this is the future? What if we start seeing these things pop up? So I'm gonna tell you I want to say in Vegas, I believe is where they have these at. This particular thing, you get in it. I actually opened it up. I don't know if I have a picture of the inside, but I actually opened it up and I sat inside of it. So the doors open up like you walk into a Walmart and the doors, well, yeah, where they slide open, the doors slide open. You walk in. I think it has seats on both sides. So you're facing each other inside of it. And this is considered a bus. This is what they're gonna be using as public transportation. And I noticed they have rolled these out in Las Vegas. So I saw a lady sitting in one. I was like, I saw that one. I saw that in yellow and Dubai. And the lady responded in the comment section, said, are you sure? I was like, I'm positive. In 2023, I saw that. And so I didn't look for the picture. We just had a conversation, of course, on the internet. But child, let me see if I could pull up. Here's a second picture of the bus. So it's pretty wide. You get in and you can, I think, sit up to 8 people, I believe, in there, maybe 10. But it was, like I said, it was pretty wide. You sit in, you face each other, and this bad boy there's no one driving it. You're just sitting in it, being moved around from spot to spot. So y'all prepare for the future. It's coming. It's coming. We're gonna go through and I'm gonna show y'all some of the things I saw while I was in Dubai and while I was at the Museum of the Future, because it's here. Whether we believe it or not, the future is here. And we must, I guess, get accustomed to it. Let's go into some of the notable deaths of this week. We lost Clive Davis. As well, you said, what type of bus is it? Is it it is for public transportation? Yes, it is going to be for public transportation. And when if you ever go to Dubai to the Museum of the Future, they have tour guides, right? So you'll ask them, like, what is this? What is it for? And they explain it to you exactly what it's for, what the usage of it will be. Let me see, I'm gonna show y'all the dog. It's a video. But they'll tell you what the usage of it will be, and when they expect for it to roll out, what year you can expect for it to be seen out in public, for you to be able to use all of that. They tell you all of that while you're there. And again, I was amazed because I mean, what I'm saying, we grew up watching the Jetsons, but did you really think that you would see the Jetsons, the stuff from the Jetsons in reality? No, we ain't believe that stuff. We didn't think we see none of that. Yet and still here it is, for us to see. Let me see. I'm trying to find where that video just went. Well, it didn't go there for sure. Let me see if it went under images, which it might have, because it's a very short video. Let's see. It's not showing at all. It's not here either. Which is weird and ironic. But yeah, I'll see if I can find it before we get offline. Because now this has me stumbled. Because it should be here. What'd you do with my video, MacBook? You took my video and hid it. But yeah, we just got to be paying attention to some of the things that are out here in our world that are coming for us to consume, and how safe is some of these things that we will be consuming. Is it safe for us to be utilizing it or using it? I don't know. I often wonder that. I mean, is it safe for us to be consuming? And for our children to be consuming. So those are the things that concern me when it comes down to some of the things that they are putting out here for us to use. A cyber truck. Now we talk about AI in the water and all that, but someone is sending that data to that phone. I mean, to that car. So what does that look like? You know what I mean? So I just think that there's so much more that we need to really look into when it comes down to what we're consuming and what they're giving us to consume. You said, right, I never would have imagined the Jetsons were showing us the future and we didn't know it. Exactly. I wouldn't have either. Now I'm still puzzled over where my video went that I have moved twice. Where did you go? And why are you hiding from me? Yes, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. But yeah, definitely. It can't be. Yeah, that's it. Let me see if we can get it to open. There we go. You see the dog? These people, honey, when I say when you travel, it's always going to be the colonizers are going to take over the area. So you can't see what you're trying to see. But I didn't want to walk over there and interrupt. The lady in gray is actually showing the dog. In fact, they brought it to me, but I didn't have my camera out. I waited till it was gone. I was like, oh, let me get a picture. I was too busy talking to my best friend or to my niece one, and I missed it. But see the dog over there in front of the lady? Well, I got more to show. I mean, the birds that they have that fly in the air, child. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it that would be our true future was on the Jetsons. Anyway, y'all, let's move over to some notable deaths. Clive Davis passed away on this week. And the Atlantic did a expose on him. The record executive who understood the power of ego, Clive Davis, who died this week, was more than just the man with the golden ear. Child, Clive Davis was a attorney. He was an attorney, and we know what attorneys are, law warriors. Anyway, when Clive Davis sat down with Lord have mercy, with Aretha Franklin in 1979 to discuss working together, Franklin already had her legacy secure. She was the undisputed queen of soul, whose late 60s single Respect, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Chain of Fools would be in rotation till eternity. Nearly 40, she understood that the music industry had changed since her early blush of success, but she hungered to launch a new phase of her career. Davis, speaking later at her funeral, remembered her wondering one thing: could she still compete? Child, she's gone to the right man to ask the question. Davis, the record label executive who passed away this week at the age of 94, was one of the best competitors that music ever created. He's credited with helping break an eye-popping array of artists, including Janis Joplin, Whitney Houston, Alicia Keys, Bruce Springsteen, Barry Manilow, Patti Smith, and the notorious B.I.G. While some industry titans are known for a particular sound and others for their personalities and scandals, Davis's approach boiled down to one thing: hits. Obituaries over the past week have emphasized the image of him as a businessman with a golden ear. He grew up in a Jewish enclave of Brooklyn, studied law, and then was hired at Columbia Records, where he quickly rose to become president despite previously knowing nothing about the music industry. Y'all, Clive Davis was 94. He lived a well lived life. And we do know, I'm going to say this. Clive Davis, to me, was really, really like shown more with Whitney Houston. I believe that's when I really knew that Clive Davis was, or even cared to figure out, was that he was this manager and this big executive that was always with Whitney Houston. And I know Whitney depended upon him a lot. Good morning, Susie. And in doing so, I believe he helped her career be what it is in the Whitney that we know today. The Whitney that we know today. So keep Clive Davis's family in your prayers. I don't know if he had any children or if he had ever been married. But child, keep this family in your prayers. Amen. Shout out to Clive Davis for bringing us good music, for hearing that golden ear, as they said, that always was willing to bring us something great. Next, we're going to talk about Mr. Harold Wheeler. Harold Wheeler, Dancing with the Stars, mourns former music director Harold Wheeler, who passed away at the age of 82. Harold Wheeler, I saw a lot of people offering him a lot of condolences. I saw Debbie Allen offering her condolences, different people on Instagram. And I thought he would be worth mentioning because I like Dancing with the Stars. I'm sure several of us do. Former Dancing with the Stars music director Harold Wheeler has died. He was 82 years old. Shout out to US Weekly for this article. We are deeply saddened by the passing of Harold Wheeler, whose extraordinary talent and musicship helped shape the early identity of Dancing with the Stars. A Thursday, June 25th statement shared via the TV show's social media reads, as the show's music director during its first 9 years, Harold brought unparalleled artistry, passion, and excellence to every live performance, helping create unforgettable moments for millions of viewers. Be in prayer for Harold Wheeler's family and those that he left behind who truly loved and appreciated what he brought in his craft to the world. Let's see what we got next on our agenda. Let's see what we gonna talk about next, child. Let's talk about this old nasty woman down there to the Andes now. When I read this article, it made my stomach churn. Shout out to Fox 5 Atlanta. Oklahoma Arby's manager faces felony charges after allegedly spitting in food, transmitting the herpes. Oh my goodness. This article was published on June the 24th of 2026. Y'all give me a second. Let me text my grandson real quick to do something for his Grammy. An Oklahoma Arby's manager is accused of spitting into a customer's food, allegedly causing the customer to contract or herpes. Police arrested the manager after investigators said surveillance video shows her contaminating the sandwich. The manager faces a felony charge of poisoning food with intent to injure. Y'all be careful out here eating these people food. Y'all be careful out here eating this food. Be careful pissing folks off while they cooking your food. Be careful. Y'all be careful out here. She said, are you serious? That is so all in unity. I just read you the article. It came from the news and the paper. It came from the newspaper. So child. People are disgusting. Yes, symmetry. People are disgusting. So y'all be careful when y'all eating out here in public. Be careful. Be careful what you consume. Mentally and physically. Be careful what you consume. Next, let's talk about is y'all think Boosie going on back down there to the slammer? Child, I don't know, but I will tell you this: them people down there in California want Boosie in prison. Thank you, baby. I love you. Is this your water gun? Is that your water thing right there? Okay. All right. Shout out to WAFB Channel 9, local news. I don't know what local it is because it ain't local to me, but it's local to somebody. Feds move to revoke supervised release of rapper Boosie after Texas incident. San Diego, California. Federal probation supervisor in the U.S. District Courts for the Southern District of California are asking a judge to consider revoking rapper Boosie's supervised release. Child, and they had on video, Boosie was on his way to talk to the probation officer yesterday. And baby, when I tell you he was singing every song, every gospel song he probably ever heard in his life. He was singing it, baby. He was down there singing, baby. My heart poured out to Boosie. Lord help Boosie, because we did see the video. And the video said that Boosie, in all actuality, was not the one who injured anybody in Houston. He just happened to be there. But we do know that according to most probation rules, you cannot even be in the vicinity of someone that has committing, crimes and things of that nature. So y'all pray for Boosie. Boosie, whose real name is Torrance Hatch, was convicted of being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. He was sentenced to 10 days of time served in order to serve 3 years of supervised release. Supervised release allows offenders to live in the community while on court order supervision. The person must still follow conditions set by the judge, or they run the risk of returning to prison. Probation officers or supervisors wrote that Boosie, 43 years old, was recently involved in a criminal case in Texas in violation of a condition of his supervised release that requires him not to pick up any new charges. Even though we all saw the video and we know that Boosie's innocent, but let's move right along. Court documents state a security guard was escorting a woman outside of a Houston area nightclub in May of 2026 when he was hit over the head with an object and felt blood dripping from his head. The security guard told investigators he turned and saw Boosie holding a broken hookah base, leading the guard to believe that Boosie smashed it over his head. According to court documents, the injury required 8 staples. A second guard told investigators he also witnessed the incident, according to court records. Investigators said Boosie left the scene before they could speak with him. A warrant was issued for aggravated assault. Boosie appeared in court in early June and was granted a $85,000 bond. He is set to return to court on that charge in September of 26. Touch your neighbor and say, money grab. Money grab. Texas done hit Boosie for $85,000. Money grab. Because in all actuality, Boosie didn't do nothing. We saw the video. Moving right along. Probation supervisors in California added that Boosie was in Houston without prior permission from the court. Boosie. The alleged Boosie was a headliner at Dome nightclub without requesting approval from his probation officer, a required condition of his supervised release. Results from the smug test also showed Boosie tested positive for marijuana in January of 2026, according to his probation supervisors. Court documents noted that the rapper's extensive criminal history, which includes convictions for assault, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Unfortunately, the defendant has failed to capitalize on the opportunity afforded by the courts. Boosie, these people say your ass belongs to them. That is what they're pretty much saying, that you belong to the state of California. And that 3 years of your supervised visitation was, that's you belong to them. You can't do nothing without them. You knew what the rules were. I'm going to tell you something. I have several friends who are probation officers. One that actually works in the juvenile courts. And he told me this recently. He said he tells all of them, I will see you again when he discharges them. I'll see you again. Because we be waiting on y'all to return. Y'all be paying. I don't know when y'all gonna get this through y'all head that they really want y'all down there to the prison system. Anyway, states a federal sentencing recommendation. Within weeks of starting supervision, he exhibited a pattern of noncompliance, and he has failed to adhere to the most basic monitoring restrictions. His conduct demonstrates a disregard for the court's authority and unwillingness to comply with the expectations established to facilitate a successful transition to the community. Additionally, his history reflects long-standing involvement in a criminal lifestyle beginning at a young age. This lifestyle has continued to expose him to high-risk situations and criminogenic influences, including violence, weapons possessions, antisocial peer association, and illegal substance abuse. Boosie, Boosie, Boosie. Probation supervisors are recommending Boosie serve an 18-month prison sentence to be served consecutively with whatever sentence is handed down in the Texas case. Probation supervisors are further recommending Boosie serve another 18 months of supervised release after he's released from prison. Probation officers are also asking that the courts force Boosie to comply with any court order request to search him or his property. Baby, they telling you, you belong to them. You belong to them. Boosie, get it together. Boosie, please get it together, because these people not playing with you, Boosie. They not. So I want to know, how did they actually find out that's where the infection came from? I don't know, living for me. But they do know she spit in the food. They know that for a fact. There's no doubt in that. There's camera footage of it. So how they found out whether or not that's how it happened, I don't know. He said they're going to take that compound. If he don't stop. I'm going to tell you something. Boosie has spent a lot of time behind bars. A lot of time. And Boosie, I don't want to say this, but it's like there is a spotlight on him. Like, hey, look at me. I'm doing bad. Take me and lock me up. There's a spotlight on Boosie. And believe it or not, I believe Boosie's a preacher's kid. I believe he's a preacher's kid or grew up in church. And sometimes when you know right and you try to do evil, things just never work out for you because you're supposed to be doing right and not wrong. Let's move forward. Let's move forward, child. Like I said, I found a whole bunch of stuff out here in the publications. I want to go over here and talk about my guy. Now, I don't know if y'all know, but I happen to be a big fan of the D.L. Hughley. I think he's a sexy individual, but I like D.L. Hughley because he, to me, always speaks the truth. He's a truth teller, and he doesn't care who don't like it. But D.L. Hughley came out here, and he had something to say to Stephen A. Smith, and I happen to agree with him. Let's go.
I got to tell you something. As much as people may have been abhorred by Donald Trump's statement weeks ago, talking about how black folks, he's hearing that black folks find him relatable because what he's going through is similar to what black Americans have gone through. He wasn't lying. He was telling the truth.
So Stephen A. Smith said this, and that's the only thing that we missed because it's a couple of seconds. And D.L. Hughley just says, Stephen A. Smith said this, and the video starts playing.
Truth. When you see the law enforcement, the court system, and everything else being exercised against him, it is something that black folks throughout this nation can relate to.
This is also Stephen A. Smith.
Carmelo Anthony murdered Austin Metcalf. There is no other way to slice it. He said he put his hands on me, as in Austin Metcalf. He put his hands on me, so I stabbed him. That's not justification for killing someone.
So Trump, the 34-time convicted felon.
I want y'all to listen to him very closely, because he's going to tell Stephen A. Smith why Trump cannot associate with African Americans. There's no correlation between what Trump has went through and what Black folks have gone through. And also how Stephen A. Smith talks about Carmelo Anthony. Let's listen.
Who was once the president of the United States of America, and who at that time, the time when he went on this diatribe, Stephen A. went on his diatribe, was running for president again. A felon can't even vote, but he could still run as a 34-count felon. He was tried by a jury literally of his peers. In addition to that, he was found guilty of sexual battery. He appears in the Epstein list 38,500 times, which is more than Harry Potter appears in books that are named after him. He had a school that closed down because of fraud. He had his charity can't do business in New York because of fraud. He actually was able to pick some of the judges that would handle some of the other cases he was involved in. He was the most powerful man in the world. And you feel like we can relate to him because the judicial system treated him unfairly, and we could relate to that. When historically has anybody who was a billionaire, who was a former president, who was a business magnate, ever been treated fairly in America? But you feel like Black people can relate to him. But Carmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old kid who was found guilty by an all-white jury in the South, we can't relate to him. We can relate to the adjudicated rapist, the people are associated with pedophile, the fraud, the felon. We can relate to him. The judicial system is unfair to him. But the 17-year-old kid who was tried by a Southern jury, an all-white Southern jury, we can't relate to him. That is why Black people don't take you very seriously. That's why, that very reason. If your head were any further of white people's ass, you would have to be an enema.
I heard that, right? If you would have to be an enema. I ain't even gonna go through what all he said, but you would have to be an enema. And I believe exactly. It's a double standard, crazy, right? All the unity. Y'all, when we gonna just cancel Stephen A. Smith altogether? When are we going to cancel Stephen A. Smith? He gets out here and he says all of this disgusting things. And this is so serious, y'all, because Stephen A. Smith has a large platform. And he gets out here every single time he can and gives his opinion in politics, and he need to be worried about basketball and football. Child, we got to cancel Stephen A. Smith. He said Stephen A. Smith is a complete sellout. Baby, beyond that, he is more than a sellout. He is more than a sellout. He got to go. He got to go. I'm sorry. I'm sick of Stephen A. Smith. I am sick of Stephen A. Smith. I love when D.L. Hughley speaks out about stuff like this. Me too. Because he has a large platform as well. And we have to be aware of what we're dealing with. Moving right along. Y'all, I don't know if y'all are aware, but there has been these big fires in Utah. I wasn't aware of it. Maybe I'm in a bubble. I can honestly say I haven't really watched the news up until yesterday and today. So I really hadn't heard nothing about Utah. But y'all, let's listen to this. Let me close this right here because y'all don't see nothing with the Donald and the Trump on it. Shout out to the Associated Press for this news article. So y'all, Utah is on fire. Did y'all know that? Utah declares a state of emergency due to wildfires. Now, I thought most of the fires be in California, but now Utah is on fire. Look at this. I didn't realize Utah had so much desert. Did y'all realize that? I had no idea. And this is city after city after city after city in Utah that are just burning. You know why it's burning? Because we failed to keep maintenance the grounds. So the urge says, I'll maintenance it myself and I'll burn it off. Back in the day when our grandparents and our great-grandparents were living, the one thing that they did do was they would burn the grounds nearly every year, and that was their way of cleaning up the earth. So this article, again, like I said, was from the Associated Press. Hot, dry, and windy conditions are fueling a fast-moving wildfire in Utah, forcing the governor to declare an emergency and restricted fireworks as critical weather across the West gives way to mounting concerns that anything could cause a spark. Firefighters are facing more challenges on the ground for what fire managers and experts call unprecedented conditions. Air tankers and helicopters were grounded Friday as winds picked up on the Cottonwood Fire, the largest blaze currently burning in the U.S. Gusts were clocked at 45 miles per hour, and humidity levels were in the single digits, leaving crews with few options for slowing the flames, especially as they race through the treetops. We are not expecting the weather to be kind to us for the next couple of days, said Allison Mason, a spokesperson assigned to the fire. We are seeing extreme fire behavior out there with some crown runs and definitely some spotting. Child, I did not know that Utah was on fire. I had no idea. But y'all, Utah is burning. I don't go to Utah. I've never been to Utah. I'm not gonna tell that story. I have been to Utah, and actually, I have a cousin that just found me through Ancestry DNA who lives in Utah. I'm gonna have to tell y'all that story. We're gonna have a story time. We might even do that tonight about how she contacted me and asked me if I knew this gentleman by the name of Clifton. And I said, yeah, I know him. And she said, I'm looking for my daddy. And he's my daddy. And I said, oh, girl. Yeah, he gone. The Lord came and took him home in 2012. And she started crying. Y'all, I felt so bad. I didn't say it like that. I wasn't casual. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. He passed away in 2012. And she says, oh my God, I've been looking for him for 26 years. And we started talking. And she sent me a picture of her. And I said, oh my God. And she goes, what is it? I said, you look like my auntie. She is my first cousin's daughter. I thought he had no children. One of my other cousins told me he told her he had a daughter and he wanted her to help him find the daughter before he died. And unfortunately, he had no information where she was. She was in Utah. Family had left our state and had moved to Utah. And so, child, we're going to get to meet her soon. You said, well, tell them it's time to move, girl. Hopefully she'll know it once she see these fires all up in the air. She's in Salt Lake City, so I'm not sure how close she is to the fire. You said I've never been to Utah. I have been to Utah, child. I have been there, but child, I wasn't there long. Ain't nothing to see in Utah. Ain't nothing up there but Mormons, child. Just do what you're going to do and get on up out from up there. That's how you have to do in Utah. Definitely. Let's see. Next, I want to talk about these parents being charged with the unaliving of a 7-year-old child. Y'all got to hear this. Let's go.
Year-old boy, bedridden, neglected, unable to speak, weighing an unbelievable 255 pounds. Good evening. I'm Jessica Dupnack.
Shout out to Fox 42, y'all. I'm not sure where Fox 42 is. Let me see if I can find out where they are. It didn't say. I know they ain't in my state. I'll say that. Oh, they're in Detroit. I see it now. They're in Detroit. But y'all, a 7-year-old child was weighing 255 pounds, bedridden, unable to talk. And they arrested the parents. Girl, for neglect. Listen to this.
It is a heartbreaking story out of the Flint area tonight. The boy's parents now charged with murder. A warning, the details of this story are very
They charging them with murder. Oh my goodness.
hard to hear. This is the only recent photo of 7-year-old Casper O'Brien. When he died, he weighed 255 pounds, bedridden, neglected, living in complete filth.
The paramedics went into the house to try to revive the child, and the township police wrote in their police report they couldn't even go in the house because there wasn't any additional room.
His parents, Damien and Jessica O'Brien, called 911 last November to their Flint Township home. Casper wasn't breathing. He died at the hospital of a heart muscle disease compounded by being morbidly obese. His little sister was rescued the day he died.
When the police arrived, the 5-year-old little girl was running around naked. And for lack of a better term, she was like a feral child.
The parents, the O'Briens, are now charged with
The O'Briens should be sterilized permanently.
second-degree murder, torture, and child abuse. Genesee County Prosecutor David Layton says Casper was nonverbal and likely on the autism spectrum, but neither child received medical care. What investigators can't understand, Mom and Dad both worked and had health insurance for the family.
They knew enough to.
You gotta be joking me. You gotta be joking me. They had health insurance and they both worked, and they decided they didn't want to get health care for their own kid?
To call the veterinarian the very morning that the child went into arrest because the dog was sick, but yet they don't take the kids to the doctor. Doesn't make any sense to me.
The dog, they cared more about the dog than their own child. Moving right along. I'm telling you, human lives ain't worth it. If people deem you as unworthy, your life means absolutely nothing to them.
Now, that 5-year-old little girl was immediately taken from the home by Children's Protective Services when this all happened last November. She is currently in temporary foster care.
Shout out to whoever rescued the daughter from the foolishness of these parents. Shout out to them. Shout out to CPS for getting it right, finally. For getting it right. You said, that's nice, LadyRo. I'm sure y'all are excited. We are excited to meet her. We are going to set up a Zoom call so that she can meet her cousins, because she said she is of a mixed descent. I will put that. And with us being the other side, the black side and her other side. I will say this about my cousin. My cousin was 22 or 23 years older than I am. And my mom always told me that he hitchhiked from our state to Woodstock, to California, so he could be a Woodstock. Child, he lived his life by the freedoms of his own, whatever he had. One of the most handsomest guys you ever want to meet. Had a big old dimple in his chin. Just a good look. Clifton was just absolutely gorgeous. And I'm not saying it just because he was my cousin. Just absolutely good looking. And again, when I saw the daughter, I was like, girl, you ain't got to. I didn't need DNA to tell me you was kin to me, because you look just like my auntie. You look just like my mama's sister. You look just like her. Simply said, I saw that story awful, horrible. Baby just sitting there. Oh my God. They was just feeding that kid any and everything. Yes. And then, even if you feed them, give them some exercise. Let them walk around. I think that, I'm going to tell you, when I was growing up as a kid, and I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this, most of us were slim in my day, because we were outside. We drank water out the hydrant. We would go in. We ate just because we had to eat. It wasn't because we just wanted to eat. We didn't sit up and say, oh, today get me some shrimp. Now my grandkids will come home and be like, Granny, today can we have some crab while we at your house? Will you make this? I don't ever remember going to ask my mama to make me anything other than a sandwich. Then that was because I was probably just hungry, or she would say, you want to eat something? But I was never that kid that just really wanted to eat. Girl, I would take the food, eat them vegetables. I would scatter them across my plate because I didn't want to eat them. And so I cannot imagine, because we didn't have a lot of obese children when I was growing up. If they were obese, there was normally something wrong. There wasn't. Most of the kids in school were my age. You may have had 1 or 2 kids that were obese. Now the whole school is full of obese children because of what we eat, what we're feeding our children. He wasn't even registered to school at all. I saw the story is so sad, so sad. Jesus, they should have been arrested. Nasty behinds. I'm so happy they are being charged. Me too. Shaking my head. The damn dog. The dog was getting more care. We couldn't stay in the house even when we were, symmetry. Oh, symmetry. Oh my God. I always thought that was torture. My mama, get yourself outside. It's hot. Get up under that porch, because we had a really large porch at our house. And I would sit on the porch, but I would find me something to play with, child. We go out there and make mud pies, and we had a little kitchen set out there. We cook us some greens with all the grass we go pick up out the yard. Child, we did all kinds of stuff. He said, I fed a lot of food to the cat. Me too. Well, we didn't have no cat. We had a dog. Child, Duke, our German Shepherd, child, he ate a lot of pork chops. A lot of pork chops, a lot of corn, and a lot of green beans. He ate. Because I was going to give him my food. Trust me. I was going to give him my food. You see, all the aunties said, same for me growing up down south. We had to stay outside playing. We didn't eat like that at all. We went in and out that house. My mom would ask, what you doing in here? Girl, I would go in the bathroom and just sit in there. They sit in there with the air conditioning. We outside playing. Yeah, we stayed in that front porch. We had a back porch in the gate. We couldn't go on. Now, she would let us go to the front. We could take our bikes and we could ride on the sidewalks. But child, when I tell you, we wasn't sitting up in the house eating all day. You would go eat my mama out of the house and a home in the summer. No, Lordy, she was going to take you to girls' club. And that's what they need to bring back, the girls and the boys' club. I went to the girls' club. I took swimming lessons. I learned how to make cookies. I learned how to make up beds. I learned how to properly set a table. I did an etiquette class. My mama also taught me etiquette, but I did an etiquette class at girls' club. They need to bring all this stuff back. Hey, Queen Script. Yes, ma'am. We had a back and a front porch or sitting under the trees. Yes, ma'am. We had a tree on the front and it had like a little Y shape. We would hang on that tree and we swing and do flips all day long. When I tell you we stayed outside, kids don't even understand that. They don't even understand that anymore. Symmetry speaking the Queen Script. Let's move on to our next story. Next thing we're going to talk about. Oh, we've done a lot already. Let's talk about, what is this one? Yeah, I want to share this one while we running our mouths. Child, KGWN News posted this report. Republicans, now they control everything, the House, the Senate, and yet they complaining. But this gentleman out here, right here, he gonna ask you, what y'all complaining about? Listen to this.
I think it's ironic that we control the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the White House, and we're yelling election fraud. I mean, we won all the damn elections. And we're in charge, and what are we doing with it? We're bankrupting the country. We're starting new wars. We're violating the Constitution. We're not cracking down on the fraud. The problem is not the elections. We won the damn elections. The problem is we're wasting our opportunity that the voters gave us. And the Republicans are going to pay for that in November. It'll be an absolute shellacking if they don't wake up.
It's going to be an absolute shellacking. Shellacking. We know what shellac is, baby. It's going to be an absolute shellacking if they don't wake up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Child, I thought that was worth showing too. Y'all, so I saw this in the news and I had to share it again. A polygamous sect leader is convicted of abuse charges after girls were found in a trailer on an Arizona highway. Phoenix, Arizona, a polygamous sect leader already serving a 50-year federal prison sentence for orchestrating sex involving children was convicted Friday on state child abuse charges after girls were found in an unvented trailer he was hauling through Arizona. Let me tell you something. Why do people think girls and women have no value but to be utilized and used as a mattress or made in a mural? What in the world? And we, as women, well, not black women, but them other women, go down there and vote against their own self-interest for people like this to drive them around in an unventilated trailer, hauling them like they're cattle or horses. Let me get off my soapbox. Someone alerted the authorities about the trailer in August of 2022 after seeing small fingers reaching through gapes in the doors. Police stopped Samuel Bateman's vehicle as he was driving through Flagstaff and found 3 girls inside who were ages 11 to 14. at the time. The trailer was enclosed with a makeshift toilet, a sofa, and camping chairs. In the federal case, Bateman was convicted of coercing girls as young as 9 to submit to sex acts with him and other young adults. What did I just tell y'all? And for scheming to kidnap girls from protective custody, the story of which is the focus of a Netflix series, Trust Me, The False Prophet. Excuse me. Bateman previously claimed to have more than 20 spiritual wives, including 10 girls under the age of 18. He testified in his own defense in the state's case, telling jurors he would never harm the people he loves. He acknowledged during cross-examination that he knew the girls were in a hot trailer for hours and the ventilation wasn't good, but he downplayed the conditions. I trusted myself as a driver, he said. What? Calm down, LadyRo. What the hell does being a good driver have to do with these girls being locked in an unventilated trailer? I asked God to bless me every time we hopped in that vehicle, but you kept hopping your raggedy ass in it. He claimed he thought the girls had gotten out when he stopped, he said. He was as shocked as could be when he learned that they were still inside when he was pulled over. What? During closing arguments, prosecutor Eric Ruski told jurors it's common sense that you don't carry people in a trailer designed for cargo on a hot day with no ventilation. Jurors in the case weren't supposed to hear about Bateman's conviction in federal court. The judge barred the evidence from being introduced. And that's what we're having an issue with in Carmelo Anthony's case, the judge barring evidence. Anyway, but Bateman brought it up several times as he represented himself. Give him the book, leading the judge to strike the comments from the record. The jury delivered the verdict Friday in about 40 minutes, convicting him on all 3 counts of child abuse. Each count carries a mandatory sentence between 4 and 8 years. The judge has discretion to run the counts consecutively or concurrently. A sentence hearing is scheduled for August the 25th. Throw the book at him. Give him the max. He doesn't deserve to be out here. Lock him up in an unventilated trailer. How about that one? Lock him up in an unventilated trailer. They did this each and every time. I'm with social democracy. He said, oh my God. Yes, what? Exactly. They are babies. All of unity, yes. It keeps getting worse. It does. Man, how much time did he get? Oops, not enough. Exactly. It's not enough. Not enough. Not nearly enough for what he has done. Not nearly enough. Yes, old perverts. But we want to continue to allow these men to have this misogynistic attitude when it comes down to women. But this is what they do to us over and over and over and over again. I'm not saying all men, but there are men out here who do this. And I will tell you that other men find sympathy in it. I'm going to tell you, give you an example. I have a friend who's a guy, and it was a group of us sitting around talking, a group of friends talking. And this particular guy friend was talking to another female friend about her husband. And he was saying that, you need to, kind of, take his side. Do his side. She's telling him about abuse that's happening in the relationship, things that he has done to her, and the reason why she hadn't wanted to give it up in the bedroom. And he said, I want you to think about, maybe you need to do this or do that. He giving her examples, and she's clearly telling you the reason why she's not giving anything up in the bedroom is because she's being abused. And you're still trying to convince her as to why she should be giving it up in the bedroom. Somebody help me with this one. I maybe it's me. Maybe it's me who thinks that people are weird to want you to give up your body as they mistreat you and abuse you. I think there's something wrong with that. But who am I? But a lady over here talking on the YouTube channel. I think it's weird. When does it end? When do men stop using women's bodies as though it belongs to them? I don't owe you anything, and I'm going to stand on that. I don't owe you anything. Let's talk about our next thing. Y'all, Germany highways are beginning to buckle under extreme heat. German highways are buckling under extreme heat as Central Europe sizzles. Y'all, look at these people. Look at these people, y'all. Child, when I say they fed and they fed, and look at them.
We found that in the last 50 years since a previous heat wave affected Europe in 1976, that the chance of a heat wave like this has gone from almost impossible to something that we'd expect to see every couple of decades. And as the climate continues to warm, we will see events like this increasingly frequently. And in a future climate, this may be something that we expect to be commonplace. We know that in Europe, thousands of people die due to extreme heat every year. We know that the contribution of climate change to that is very strong. In general, we tend to put it at about a 2/3 increase in the number of deaths, so about 2/3 of the heat deaths.
I need y'all to get y'all heat under control, baby. I'm trying to get there in October, but if it's hot, I'm not going. I'm gonna tell you that now.
We see tend to be attributable to climate change. There are two main things we can do about climate change. We can reduce our emissions and stop the problem at its source, and we can adapt to climate change. We know that climate change has happened. We know
they believe climate change is real, but you know, there's some other people with those tin hats on that said there's no such thing as climate change.
That it's continuing to happen very fast. We need to adapt our societies, our infrastructure, our behaviors to these new temperature extremes. We need to expect them to happen. They're only going to become more frequent in the near term.
So in Berlin, authorities in Germany report damage to highways and trains, cancellations on Saturday as a heat wave that bait Western European countries this week moves to central and eastern part of the continent, with temperatures in Germany expected to hit 40 degrees Celsius, which is 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Even the country's famous highways, the Autobahn, was overwhelmed. In two places outside of Berlin, the concrete of the A2 burst during the high temperatures, and the highways had to be closed. Other highway damage was also reported across the country, according to the German Daily Bild. Train operator Deutsche Bahn and other rail companies advised against all non-essential travel on long distance and regional trains this weekend. Germany's transportation infrastructure is being severely affected by the record-breaking heat this weekend. Child, it's hot. It's hot in Europe, y'all. It's hot in Europe, child. That's in the news. If you go into Europe, y'all, I don't know, because it's hot. You said, I believe that climate change. Me too. I believe it's definitely real. Definitely believe that climate change is real. So y'all president, because, you know, I'm still trying to get my life together. So I don't have a president right now. But he has really put his imprint on the nation's capital. Washington, D.C. has really been changed by Trump. Touring Trump's, a shout out to the Associated Press for this article and the one about the heat wave in Germany. Touring Trump's Washington, how the president is putting his imprint on the nation's capital. I don't know why they did that, but what's going on with this? We're going to move that. Anyway, the United States is celebrating its 250th year. And what better way to mark that anniversary than with an American summer staple, a trip to the nation's capital? But visitors to Washington will find that the city is undergoing tremendous change, courtesy of President Donald Trump's makeover. Child. Extreme Makeover, DC edition. Explore some of the monuments and institutions in Washington that President Donald Trump has set has set about change in his second term in office. Child, the reflecting pool has been one of the biggest controversy, and they've been talking about it for weeks. The sculpture garden, the arch, the Kennedy Center, child, and the Kennedy Center done got him in a world of trouble. So he needs to leave the Kennedy Center alone, but he not gonna do it. The U.S. Institution of Peace, or the Institute of Peace, the White House, we know he over there, he done destroyed a whole wall, a whole half a wing, or whatever he done. He done destroyed our house, because the White House belongs to the people. And child, I don't know if they ever gonna get him out of there so that we can get the White House back together. He is 2 years into his term. He has 2 more. And it doesn't look like the White House will be finished. The East Wing or West Wing, whichever one of them wings he's working on, will be finished in time. Black Lives Matter Plaza, he's already destroyed that. The Metro Center, the Freedom Plaza, the Justice Department, and Union Station. Now, I did see photos of Union Station. I will tell you this. I went to D.C. I guess about 3-4 years ago. I went with my cousins to DC, and while we were there, I will say this, that I flew into Baltimore, and I actually took the train to Union Station, and from there I went to my hotel. So when I got to Union Station, it looked like a desert land. Like there was nobody hardly in there. It used to be Union Station had like restaurants and stores, and they still had restaurants, and I think there was a Starbucks in there because I got some coffee on my way to the hotel. I stopped at Starbucks. Or did I do that in Baltimore? No, I did that at the Union Station. I stopped and got me some Starbucks and a croissant on my way to my hotel because I stayed downtown DC. And in fact, I was only like 3 blocks from Union Station. My hotel was. But it was just crazy how Union Station has really changed. So let me show you. I think I got the video ready. What they're saying. Shout out to the Associated Press. This is what Trump is doing to Washington, D.C. His name on it. Let's go back a little bit so y'all can see that. I'm sorry. The Institute of Peace has his name on it. He's not waiting to leave the office. He wants his name on everything. That's why he y'all president, y'all. I'm still trying to work on getting my life together. He can't be my president. You said he might not want to leave, but he got to go somewhere. He needs to go. All in unity, I'm with you. He got to go. He got to go. He got to go. He got to go. Next, let's talk about something that happened in Beijing. I wasn't aware of this. Maybe some people were, but apparently there was a small aircraft that crashed into Beijing's tallest building, according to Flight Traffic Service. I haven't heard this on the news, but y'all, it happened. Let's watch. It couldn't have been too big. It must have been like a drone. But child, this is what they are reporting. Anywho, there's nothing to see there. Nothing to see there. Moving right along. Let's see what's next. We only got 2 more and we're going to be done. We've been here an hour, 30 minutes. It doesn't seem like it, but we have. So if you ever watched Doubling Down with the Doricos, it was one of my guilty pleasures when they were on television, but it was a show surrounded by the Doricos, a Black couple, Karen and Dion, who had 14 children. I believe their first 2 births were single births. And then from that point, they had either twins, triplets, quadruplets. They just kept having children, right? So I want y'all to hear a phone call that was recorded, and they're saying that Karen threatened her kids over a phone call. Listen to this.
You understand me?
Yes.
Do not do that. Stacey.
Shout out to TMZ for this. I will say this. Karen was arrested this week. They said that she threatened to unalive her ex-husband because they are divorced and the children. And she said she would go to jail because she didn't care. At least that's what Dion said. But we know Dion is a master manipulator. At least he is in my book. Allegedly. allegedly.
Don't you ever do that again. Don't ever cheat. Don't ever, while you live, and call me a liar again. You don't know what is going on. You don't know it.
This sounds like a mother who is frustrated with having 14 kids with 14 different personalities. That's what this sounds like to me. Sounds like that to me.
So do not ever call me a liar because you don't know. Don't ever. No. Don't ever do that again.
Mommy, I have the baby stuff. I have the baby stuff on the car.
No, that pissed me off. Don't ever do that. You don't know what the hell I'm going through and what I've been through. You only going by what he said. I'm the freaking one that carried your little behind. I'm the one that told the doctors no when they asked me to abort.
I want y'all to hear that clearly. I'm the one that told the doctors no when they asked me to abort you. She didn't say she wanted to kill him. Keep listening.
Your little ass. Don't ever do that again. Because you make me regret it.
Because you make me regret it when you start acting like that. That's a frustrated mama.
Don't play with me.
Okay.
Don't ever. Don't play with me.
Okay.
Don't ever. I'm pissed. Don't ever do that.
Okay.
Knowing what the hell out of me. Y'all don't know what I am going. Y'all don't know it. Y'all don't know the whole story.
Okay.
Yeah, I said regret. Yeah, I said it. Don't play with me.
No wonder why you said you're gonna kill me.
Okay, you see that smart mouth? See that smart mouth? He said, no wonder you said you were going to kill me. Smart mouth. Smart mouth. Not even listening. Listen to respond and not listen to what she's saying.
No one. I never said I'm going to. I said I'd kill you if you piss me off. But you know. No, because you disrespected me because your little behind has been able. That's why you're doing that. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing to me, Dacian, because I promise you, Dacian, shut up.
Dacian is a trouble. He's some trouble. She's Dacian, I believe. Dacian is a girl. Dacian is a girl. Yeah. I believe that's the one that looked like the grandma.
Right now. No, don't ever. Y'all don't know what's going on, and it's pissing me off that y'all are sitting around here listening to one side of this. And I don't say anything.
One woman up against 14 kids.
It's not neutral.
Hang on,
and
hang on,
it really pissed me
Listen,
off because
Mommy.
I've been quiet. I have not done or said anything. Do not do this.
Wait, okay.
Guys, listen. We don't have to have a conversation. We don't. Unlike what your father do, I still call and check in and talk to y'all. But you're not going to call me a liar. You're not going to ever do this.
I wonder where they are because she sounded like your father do. I still call and check in on y'all. Where are they?
Mommy,
Dacian,
guys.
I promise you, Dacian, you can stay over there with him. You don't ever. And you will. Please stay over there. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. You will see, though.
One thing I know about girls, maybe they will test their mama's patience. Oh, yes, they will.
In this call. Denver, y'all can call me whenever you want. You can call me whenever y'all want. Anybody else. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with a 12-year-old ass that I wipe. You breasted. I fed her from my breast. You're not doing this.
It was still feces stains in it. Okay, Mommy.
So, okay, Dacian, please continue this. I promise to God the day you're going to see it. Do y'all understand me?
Yes.
Do not do that.
Child. Karen sound like she is fed up with all the children. Here's what I want us to understand. We need to normalize letting these fathers have these kids. If they want full custody, give them full custody. Give them full custody because I'm going to tell you what I know personally. The children going to come back and wash the face of the one that stayed. I said it. They're going to come back and they're going to wash your face in it after you done gave them everything you could give them. They're going to come back and wash your face in it. Trust me. That's what they do. That's what the children do. They come back and they complain and they wash your face in everything that you've done for them because you're the one that stayed. You're the one that stayed. You see, I used to love that show. Me too, All in Unity. I watched every episode almost. If not, I don't watch them twice. Dion is a manipulator. He is full of it. He definitely is. Manipulator indeed, allegedly. Kids that she birthed, fed, homeschooled, etc. Exactly. Because that's what he wanted. It wasn't because that's what she wanted. That's what he wanted. He wanted her to homeschool those kids. Baby, them kids would never been at home with me. Not 14 kids. Never. Never. They would have been in all the schools. If it was 14 different schools, they bus would have been at them. She is frustrated, as most parents get frustrated all the time. I do not believe she would unalive her kids, me either, at all. That part. Take them kids to their daddy. Normalize letting the daddy have custody. I'm sick of y'all getting out here and saying, "Ooh, the mama lost custody. She must be a bad mama." No, no, no. Give them mother suckers to their daddy. Give them to the daddy. That way the daddy can get some of that heat. And you can go and live your life. You can come see him when you want to on the weekends. Every other weekend. Every other holiday. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Normalize that, people. Stop trying to dog down women just because their husbands get custody. Give that man custody of them kids. Well, my mama said they his kids too. He ain't gonna hurt them. She should definitely let him have all of them and see how that works out. I believe she has. She could barely get to South Carolina to visit her family because of him. Exactly. If I was her, when that divorce was final, I would have took off to South Carolina, but she didn't. She stayed right there in Vegas because I guess she wanted to be near her children. But child, he came out here. He couldn't wait because we know that if one thing Dion DeRico loves, it is the spotlight. He loves the spotlight. Anything to have his name out there. This man took acting classes and whatever so he could have. That's why he wanted 14 kids. He wanted her to keep having them kids so he could get in the spotlight. Now listen to this. He gave this lady over here, her name is Sarah Frazier. He gave her an exclusive interview yesterday. Child, listen.
Oh, Gigi back in, I think, January of this year.
And who would know him and Gigi done fell out? Him and Gigi just started talking again, but he and Gigi had fallen out. I guarantee you it had something to do with these children.
That if something happens to me, to look at Karen, because I just didn't feel safe. Now,
if something happened to you, they just look at some of your lovers and not Karen.
At this point, she was still in the home, in the family home. I just didn't feel safe. I just felt like there was a lot of deception, things that was happening that I wasn't aware of. So I could only internalize that as her.
Like what? You are the biggest manipulator out there. You have been manipulating even the people on the TV. That's why you lost that show, because you're a manipulator, allegedly.
Her wanting me out of here, so to speak. And so I told that to Gigi. Gigi wasn't here at that time. Gigi's back here now. She's actually living.
This man's so sorry. This woman was having kids, homeschooling them, and getting food stamps because this man won't work. Losing houses. He out there telling her that he's up some type of property development and losing houses left and right. And from my understanding, before Karen married him, she had it going on. She was a flight attendant, had a home, had it going on, and got with this loser. Child, if they won't take you down, this is a prime example of I will take you down.
With me, but she wasn't here at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so our 3 girls, they sort of saw and felt the same thing. So they started sleeping, and to this day, they're still sleeping in my room.
The 3 girls are sleeping in his room. The man who wears a ring on his... Let me... Shut up, LadyRo. Shut up.
And they just sort of commandeered my room, if you will, and locking the door, making sure...
And she laughing. That ain't cute. In the African-American community, we don't do that.
That they felt safe for myself, and they also wanted me to put a lock on their door. So there was some... And I think that was a result of her having threatened them, of killing them. As
child, my mama told me, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. I ain't saying it's right, I ain't saying it's wrong, but stop stressing these mamas out. She said, really, I didn't know him and Gigi fell out. Dion is too much. Definitely. I'm so happy Karen got away from him. He seems to be down low for real. Down low. He's way down there. He's down low. He way down low, child.
The boys didn't handle it as bad as the
Because you can't manipulate them boys. They love their mama. You manipulate them girls. But you always have tried to manipulate your daughters.
girls. The girls
Remember how he was about the oldest one who wanted to go off to date and go to college, and he was trying to manipulate her?
really took that, and as you could imagine, they took that and they ran with it. So as a father and as a parent, as an adult, I have a responsibility to step in and
This man is a freaking artist.
and protect the children. I was trying to do that privately, though. I didn't want to do what wind up happening. I didn't want to file a TPO. I didn't want to involve the courts. I was hoping that I could get her to go to the doctor. I didn't know if there was some type of I don't want to say breakdown, but I guess it would be breakdown. Some type of mental thing that could happen or that could have happened that would have led her to threatening to kill her own children.
I don't know if I believe any of that. I don't, because now he said she threatened to kill her kids, but then he said she threatened to unalive him as well. I don't believe none of that, but go ahead, boy.
I had told Gigi back.
Okay, that's it. Shout out to Sarah Frazier for this. But let me see if I can find where he reconciled with Gigi. Listen to this.
You and Gigi were not speaking, but now she's living back with you. Can you tell everybody just a quick update how you two are doing? People, obviously your mom is beloved from the show and loved, everybody loved your dynamic.
He is eating this up because y'all know he lives to be in front of a camera. He lives for attention. He just does.
So how did things reconcile? How are things going with Gigi?
Things are going great with Gigi and I. Gigi has really been faced with Gigi has been faced with some serious health challenges, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And it's ironic, the breaking up, or shall I say, the explosion of this situation really catapulted Gigi and I.
Well,
Because
once a
she
mother,
just-
always.
Because you're her only child. And she raised you. She know you're an idiot, allegedly.
A mother, a mother loves her son. So,
But Gigi has always been on Karen's side for the most part. I don't know if you.
Because Karen know you. I mean, because Gigi know you. She raised you. She know what you're all about. She done checked you her own self.
oh, that's true from the show. Yep.
Yep. So she's really always backed Karen. So for her to finally say, this is too much. She shouldn't have done this. She shouldn't be doing that. And then she stopped. Karen stopped reaching out to Gigi. And it's a mess. It's just a mess. But to say the least, Gigi's doing better. She's lost a lot of weight. She's been through a lot. She was in a rehab/nursing home in Detroit. Yes. So you can only imagine how badly I wanted to get her back here. So we've been loving on her, me and
child. Enough of Dion. Enough of Dion. Enough of Dion. Dion says he denies that he hacked into Karen's emails, but Karen said that he did hack into her emails. Child. He said he got Gigi there to be the babysitter. You know it. You know it. Gigi and whatever that other boy's name is, if he's still around, he probably there too being a babysitter. Last but not least, I have this last story I want to talk about. And this story, I'm not too upset about it. I'm kind of for it. What to know about the decision to make Bible stories required reading in Texas public schools. Shout out to the Associated Press. I have mixed feelings about this, but we're going to talk about it. Austin, Texas. Bible stories have become required reading for more than 5 million public school students in Texas. The vote to approve the plan Friday by the Republican-controlled Texas State Board of Education reflects a broader conservative effort to introduce more religion into U.S. schools. Last year, Texas became the largest state to require every classroom to display the 10 Commandments. The mandated reading list has drawn fierce oppositions. Critics argue that it violates the constitutional separation of church and state, lacks diversity, and favors Christianity over other religions. I will say this. I have said this over and over about, I believe that we should separate church and state. And a lot of lawmakers and people have told me, oh, there's no such thing as separation of church and state. But I think there should be. Supporters say that Judeo-Christian traditions were fundamental to the nation's founding, and that should be reflected in the public school curriculum. Here's what to know about the reading list and broader fight over religion in public schools. I have, again, so many mixed feelings about this. I am a product of a private Christian school, so I really didn't have a choice. I learned the Bible. I read the Bible. I went to chapel on Wednesdays and participated in all the events, all the ACE conventions. So I definitely understand it. So I'm not so against it. I will say that. But I really want to know what you guys think. I want to know how you guys feel about it. Do you feel like this is something good, or you feel like this is bad? Why does he call his mother by her first name? He calls her Gigi, right? Does he call her by her first name? Her name is Miriam, but he calls her Gigi, which is what the grandkids call her, I believe. You say when they took prayer to school, the school system went down. And I've heard that for years, all in unity. So I just wonder what y'all think about that. Anyway, I want you guys to get down in the comment section and let's continue the conversations that we've had today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturday to come over here to Lady Ro's channel and talk about some of the current events I saw that interest me. Don't forget, child, that they making these scientific and technical roaches down there in Dubai. We're gonna talk about this more in another live about some of the things I saw at the Future of America and to see what you guys think about it. But I really want to know how you guys feel about the separation of church and state. And how do you feel about Texas now requiring that the students start reading the Bibles or learning stories out of the Bibles? Anywho, you said good Saturday morning scoop. Thank you. Thank you, Lady Ro. Have a blessed day, everyone. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I hope you guys enjoyed Saturday morning scoop as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you guys. Y'all have a great Saturday, and I will see y'all in the next video. If no one told you today they love you, I love you. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the Queendom. Until next time, keep nurturing, keep cultivating, and keep awakening the queen within. God bless you. We'll see you next time.